Also, Walmart's decision vis-a-vis the Trump tax cut. Folks, this alone could have such a dramatic effect on the U.S. economy, it's difficult to calculate because of how many people Walmart employs. I mean, it's stunning. We're going to get into that in the monologue segment in the next hour. Right now, I want to start on the phones in Highland Park, New Jersey with Levy. Great to have you. How are you?
Thank you for taking my call, Rush.
You bet.
Just to your point yesterday in terms of what Trump did with that meeting, I think there's a pattern over here. What Trump does is, in public, in front of the TV, he says one thing, yeah, I'll sign whatever you send me. And then he goes to his Twitter feed and he says, no deal without the wall. Now, he's not just throwing red meat to his supporters. He's actually confusing the opposition. That's precisely what he's doing. Every great negotiator, knows that if he has two voices, the opposition doesn't really know what he's doing. And it's just to confuse the opposition, and the left won't realize that. But it's clear what he's doing with this. This Twitter feed is a phenomenal weapon that Trump has to confuse the opposition. I think that's more what he's using it for than just to throw red meat to his supporters.
Well, I think that's exactly right. And I think there's something else that happened. By the way, can we all agree now, we're 2 days removed, can we agree that I was right? Can we agree that whole thing had nothing to do with immigration now? I mean, you've seen what Trump's tweeted, as the caller points out. You've seen what members of Congress and Democrats are saying. They know they didn't get a deal, and they know they didn't get an agreement from Trump for a clean DACA bill. They know that. That thing, it was exactly what I said it was. But there's something else that happened in that besides Trump saying nothing or one thing or three things and then tweeting the opposite. He got those Democrats in that room on the record, if they want to use it in future TV ads or negotiation. He got Steny and he got Turbin and he got Di-Fi and a bunch of other Democrats agreeing with the concept of border security. They don't want any part of border security in any final deal. They will give it lip service, and they will say that they, of course, we support border security, but Trump got them to commit to it. Now, you could say, well, that doesn't matter, Rush, because nobody's going to be able to hold Trump to what he said. That's the point. Trump didn't say anything. And yet there were all kinds of people that thought Trump was ready to sell him out. CNN's still running that story, by the way. I just saw it. CNN still running the story. Conservatives holding on tight, very, very worried. Trump's getting ready to sell them out on Iran and immigration. And that meeting was for nothing more than what I said. And by the way, it was to refute the Wolf book. And now, the number of quote-unquote journalists in the quote-unquote journalism community abandoning Wolf, that number keeps growing. This guy is really being hammered. Now, forget, too late for what? Well, yeah, but now they're doing stories that Wolf is lying, that he hasn't sold 1 million, that it's not possible for Wolf to have sold 1 million. There's a company called BookScan that actually monitors sales, and they found the biggest day so far for that book's been 29,000. The biggest day. There haven't been enough days here for that book to sell 1 million. They're guessing 250,000 e-version, Kindle, iBooks, that kind of thing. But the point is, his buddies in the media are the ones throwing shade at him. And he's a tabloid gossip reporter from the get-go. And I'll tell you, Meghan McCain on The View yesterday, he was over there on that show, and he's going through his rigmarole of how he did what he did and why. And he came up with some stupid answer to some claim, and she looked at him. She said, "You are why people hate journalists." And it stopped the show. John McCain's daughter, you are why people hate journalists. Now, you may say the book's out there and the damage is done, but who is it damaging? It may be damaging Trump with some people, but frankly, I'm not in the camp that think this is damaging Trump as time goes on. but this is damaging journalism. The greatest, biggest, most exciting, biggest selling example of journalism is basically a pack of lies. And the journalist community is very aware of this. Now, when Dan Rather did it, they called a meeting and they decided to have an awards dinner and create a new award to give to Dan Rather to save him in the business. But they're not going to create an award and circle the wagons to save Wolf. If they have to save, quote-unquote, journalism, they'll throw Wolf overboard. But this is damaging journalism to boot. And Meghan McCain's, you are why people hate journalists. Even that gigantic mouth known as Joy Behar had nothing but gurgling, choking sounds after that.